As we begin our journey towards self-forgiveness, let's start by grounding ourselves with a small meditation. So you can find a comfortable position. You can be sitting, lying down. You can keep your eyes open or close your eyes gently. And take a few moments to connect with your breath. Notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Inhale deeply through your nose, fill up your lungs completely, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any stress or tension. And let's repeat it a few times. Breathe in with your nose, fill up your lungs, and then breathe out slowly from your mouth and release any tension or any stress. And allow your breath to become smooth and steady with this slow breathing and breathe out. Now bring your attention to your body, starting at the top of your head. And as you breathe in, imagine a warm, soothing light washing over you, relaxing every muscle and releasing any tension as it moves down through your body. Allow this light to travel through your forehead, your eyes, your jaws, melting away any tiredness or any discomfort. Continue to guide this healing light down through your neck, shoulders, your arms, your hands, your chest, and the back, all the way down to your hips, legs, and feet. And feel your whole body enveloped in this warm, comforting glow, fully relaxed and ease. As we go through this session of self-forgiveness and self-acceptance, remember that you are deserving of love, compassion, and understanding. Hold this intention in your heart as you take a few more deep breaths, savoring the moment, this moment of stillness and connection with yourself. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room, wiggling your fingers and toes, and slowly opening your eyes. And take a moment to acknowledge this peaceful state that you have created, and carry this feeling with you as we continue our journey of self-forgiveness and self-acceptance. Let's all start together. So we will start by understanding a little bit about forgiveness, why it is not easy to forgive ourselves and forgive others. What is a gain and what is the process of self-forgiveness. And then we will do a somatic IFS session. And if you have time, we will go into sound as well, and then we'll end with the Q&A. Now let's try and understand forgiveness a bit and why is it difficult to forgive. Now, forgiveness is a process of releasing resentment, anger, and the desire for revenge towards someone or something who has hurt or wronged us. is not about excusing or condoning harmful behavior, but rather about finding a way to let go of the emotional burden that you carry that comes from holding on to those grudges or resentment. And most of the time, there is always an associated trauma, one or more, that is related to the person or something or someone that in your mind, in your deep subconscious, has hurt you. And there are a lot of beliefs that are there that hold us back from actually why forgiveness is difficult. Now, there's a lot of belief that says, well, which people use as a way not to go forward. And one of them is, well, if I forgive someone, then I'm forgetting. And people believe that forgiveness requires them to forget somebody's wrongdoing. However, forgiving is about letting go of the resentment and negative emotion, but not erasing the memory of the event. And it is possible to remember a hurtful event while choosing to forgive and move on and stay in a place of inner peace. Now, another reason why forgiving is not done is because it seems that we are condoning the offense or the event. Now, you may think that forgiving someone implies that you're condoning or excusing a harmful action or accepting it. In reality, forgiveness is a personal decision to release negative emotions and resentment, and not endorsement of a wrongdoing. Forgiveness is also considered as a sign of weakness. Now, another common belief is that when you forgive someone, it's because of weakness or submission. In fact, forgiveness requires incredible amount of strength and courage, as it involves acknowledging your pain and choosing to let go of resentment and anger. And another reason is forgiveness should be granted only when the offender apologizes. When somebody says sorry or apologizes enough, that I will forgive. Now, forgiveness can be a personal decision and is independent from the action of the offender. And choosing to forgive can benefit one who your own emotional well-being, even if the person who actually caused the harm never expresses remorse. And another thing is that, well, forgiveness is a one-time event, which is actually it's a ongoing process that may require revisiting and reaffirming your decision to let go of the anger and resentment. Now, these misconceptions actually often hold people back from forgiving themselves or others, and they may feel that they are not ready to forgive or fear that forgiveness will make them vulnerable and to a future harm. Now, when you start to work with yourself and you bring in the part of you that holds the anger and resentment, you start to see the other side of what you could do or be without carrying that burden of the resentment. Now, let me give you an example of a process that actually I went through and myself in my life, and I applied more or less these 8 steps. So I will just go through what happened to me. So I actually lost 20 years of very hard-earned position in a corporate world through what is called a classical corporate coup. And it left me feeling really angry, betrayed, and eventually led to burnout and depression. This was the beginning of my journey to where I am now, 13 years ago, almost 11, 12 years ago. However, in that time, I used to be very angry. I used to be very, very bitter. However, one day I decided that enough is enough, and I want to embark on this process of getting out of it. So I actually decided within myself that I'm done. And what I did is in this, and this is what I want to just go through the process with you. So I acknowledged that there is a hurt and a pain that I experienced due to losing my position, and the impact it had on me, on my mental well-being. And I was on the medication at that time, and that's how bad it was. I accepted the reality of the situation and my emotions. There was an acceptance to where it leads me to, and that the past, I could not change it, but I can actually start to create a new future for myself. So that was a point where I actually said, I'm done with this. So I accepted it. And there was an empathy and understanding for myself, and actually for the person who took my position. It's interesting to do that, because while I did not condone the way that the whole coup was done, I actually understood that that's how it works. And it's not about them, it's about me who has to move on from that place. And that's why I decided. And so I actually let go of the negative emotion. That's what I actually did. I consciously chose. I sat down, I sat in a specific meditation actually at that time, and where I consciously chose to release all resentment, all anger. And I said, in our process, we use water and we say, I'm done with this. And uh, and at that time, I saw the incredible change from one day to the other. And instead, I became much more compassionate and understanding for myself and the person. And actually, I went on a New Year and told to the guy, I shook his hand and I said, thank you for saving my life. Because I would have gone on a different path if I had continued that way. So he actually saved my life. So then I took responsibility of my role, which was to change myself to become a better person. Actually, that is when my whole journey of where I am started, with learning and experiencing everything that I did. And so I took responsibility of self-forgiveness. And I actually started to rebuild my career, my path, and I created new opportunities for myself, both in the corporate world but outside. And that is when I started to do moving forward, reconciliation moving forward. I decided that I'm done and I'm not going to carry any of this burden with me. And that's when I actually understood the power of forgiveness for me, because that thing keeps reminding all the time, and I always come back and ask myself a question: am I still there, or have I moved on? And I get the answer that that was the best gift for me in my life. If that had not happened, I would not be where I am now. So actually, I go and thank that event or whatever that happened. But it could not have been done if I had not chosen to forgive, release the negative associated emotions, regain control of my life. And I'm here where I am, and I have absolutely no concern, or I'm not attached to the other person, what is his life outcome because of what happened there. So I'm free. Now, why do we embark on this journey of forgiveness? Why it's so important to get into this journey? It's tough, it's not easy. You have to revisit what you went through, or whoever, with the perpetrator and what happened that time. But it actually let goes a lot of emotional baggage. So there is a huge improvement in emotional well-being. Of course, this reduces stress and anxiety, because you are no more staying connected to the event that comes from what the person did to you. You're moved on, as was my example. And of course, it strengthens your relationship, because when you're carrying the emotional burden of one aspect or one person, there is a relationship there, then most likely you actually try and make that relationship or that uh, string as a way by which you actually project every relationship to be. So it actually helps to build relationship with others when you release that string that you have actually attached yourself to, especially in emotional relationships. Okay? It's very, very relevant. Personal growth and self-awareness, the process of forgiving encourages introspection, self-awareness. It opens a lot of doors. That was my experience, that if I had not done that, I would use a lot of my energy and time in going around that. And of course, it helps to enhance your self-compassion, because it's no more about that other person, it's all about you. And as you build self-compassion, you get into the place of self-forgiveness, because that's what is key. When you forgive someone, do you actually forgive yourself? Because you are most of the time blaming yourself deeply inside of what happened then. And so that's more or less just to give you what is good about why it is interesting or important to go through the process of forgiveness. Okay, so let's practice. Before we begin, I'm going to ask you to, and I already sent for those of you who saw in the different group, if you have already done it, it's already done, but if you haven't done anything, let's take a minute to just look at these three questions and see what comes up for you most relevant. And so bring it into your conscious awareness, because as we go into the next meditation, this will be very relevant. So are there any specific situations in your life that you continue to have as a cause of distress or negative reflection, unresolved conflicts, where you have either guilt or resentment, shame, anger? Do you keep going into those events very often, resenting what happened to someone? Yeah, as you connect to the part of you that has that aspect, you start to bring to peace whatever happened then, because you may be stuck at the time where that happened and still ruminating in that space where something was done to you, most likely harmful. And forgiving is not about letting it condoning or negative action. Forgiving is about connecting to the energy that you still hold of yourself at that time, and see what you can do about it, releasing it, understanding it. Okay, so you got that. So what we are going to do is get into the, and if the energy is trying to protect you, it's even good. So let's get into it and see what it wants you to know more about it. Okay. So I just want to ask you to just relax and get into a place where you are comfortable. You can keep sitting or lie down. Just ensure that your body is completely relaxed. And you can close your eyes if you want, or you can keep them open. Now take a few deep breaths. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Now let's bring in your awareness to your body. Notice the sensation in your feet, in your legs, in your hips, in your belly area, in your chest area, in your arms, shoulders, and head. Feel the weight of your body. As you inhale, imagine you are breathing in calmness and relaxation. And as you exhale, let go of any tension or stress. Now recall the area of forgiveness that you have identified earlier, and imagine the part of yourself that is holding on to that negative emotions related to that situation. Allow this part to emerge and envision it as a distinct entity with its own feeling, thoughts, and beliefs. Just observe this part with curiosity and without judgment. Just be curious what it wants you to know about itself. As you connect with this part, communicate your intention that you are here to understand and support its healing. Let it know that you are here to listen to it and just express your gratitude for its willingness to share its perspective with you. Now notice if you feel any tension or discomfort or any other sensations that are arising in your body when you engage with this part. Bring your awareness to those sensations. Where do you feel them in or around your body? Bring your awareness to those sensations and gently breathe into them, allowing your breath to create a space for relaxation and release. Now notice how do you feel towards this part of your body where you feel that sensation or discomfort. How do you feel towards it? And see if you can bring in compassion or empathy to the part. You can imagine reaching out to this part and comforting it with a message of understanding and support. Now let's ask this part what it wants and needs from you. Just listen from a place of curiosity and see what this part wants to say to you. Just listen to what it tells you. Now ask the part where you feel sensation from, what is it afraid would happen to you? Ask it, what are your fears for me? And listen with compassion or curiosity. Ask it, if that happens, then what else are you afraid would happen to me? And again, see if you can listen from a place of curiosity and compassion. You're asking, if that happens, then what else are you afraid would happen to me? You notice that it is trying to protect you. It's afraid something would happen to you. What you're asking is, what is it afraid would happen to you? So that you can come to know better what it is protecting you from. Now notice, how do you feel toward this, what you hear when you hear that? And see if you can be compassionate towards this part, because it's trying to protect you. And now ask this part, if there is a possibility of forgiveness, ask if the part is ready to let go of the negative emotion and belief that it has been holding on to. If it is not yet willing, then ask it, what needs to happen for you to allow the possibility of forgiveness? What needs to happen for it to allow possibility of forgiveness? if at all. And see if you can offer it compassion and your understanding, as maybe both of you can work together to release the pain and embrace forgiveness. Notice what do you hear from the part. And notice how do you feel towards it. See if you can continue to hold compassion and curiosity. Now ask to this part, since when are you doing this role for me? Or how old were you when it all started and what was going on then? See if you can continue to stay in a place of compassion and curiosity for it. And again, ask again if he's willing to work together to release the pain and embrace forgiveness. And assure that you are here to support the healing journey. If this part is not yet ready to release, acknowledge its feeling. And again, reassure it that you are here. Let it know that you promise to come back in the following days and work with it and find more. And if it wants to heal, you will support and work together to heal so that it can free up from the burden that has been carrying. Notice how it feels and how you feel towards it. Now thank the part for its willingness to communicate and share. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the room by breathing slowly and deeply, becoming aware of your body and the sensation it experiences as it reconnects with the present moment. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, you can start to open your eyes and take some moment to take note if you have to, and reflect on your experience, what you had, while we prepare for the tuning fork. Take a moment to come back and reflect. Okay, so I have changed my microphone for the tuning forks. So if you have not been here before, just to give you a bit of an idea, we use tuning forks to open the channels from toe to your head, and we start by opening first the two centers, one below your feet and top of your head, and using tuning fork. And then we go into whatever center we are guided together as a group. And I'm going to start from there. And what you have to do is a couple of things. One is breathe in a certain way. So you will always take a breath, deep breath in, and then breathe out from your mouth. So you will hear me breathe, and you just do when you hear me do that. And the second is when we go into your different centers and find age or events, then what I want you to do is to think for yourself. If you become aware of something that you have been holding on to, some event or something, just bring it into your awareness, and with the breath and with the tuning fork, you release. So you keep doing deep breath as if you're releasing. You can also make sound like which is also release. As you are muted, so you can do as many sounds as you want, and we'll have a beautiful experience. So here we go. So I'm going to now start with opening the center below the feet, and we'll do at the top of the head, and then one of the chakras, which I will explain, that'll come up. Here we go. So I'm opening below the feet. Take a deep breath. So I'm below your feet, pointing up, opening all the centers. Okay, take a deep breath in and ground. I'm going to ground you all. Because I'm going to come to the top of the head. So now I'm going to point from the top of the head into your backbone. So take a breath. Take a breath. Now we're going to find which center we are going to work with based on what you have all come together to work on. Okay, so it's taking me to the solar plexus, the one which is just below your, where your solar plexus, above your navel, what is called the third center. Okay, it's asking me to work. Okay, no, not there. Yeah, okay. It's on your throat chakra, so it wants to work on the throat chakra. So left and right side of your throat center, I'm going to see where it wants to work. Left side. Okay, so this is a place where you is the expression area. So you say what you want. So we are going to start from your birth, actually from your time that you're in mother's womb, and see what comes up for you. So I'm going to start. So I'm about 6 feet on the left of your throat. So a lot of fear. So imagine being in mother's womb. The second center. So the word that I'm getting is in survival. As a baby, baby in the womb feels that it has to survive. Trying to survive. So see if something like that comes up for you, and just breathe. Release. Okay, so now I'm at your birth. So it's gone to the back. Yeah, somebody was hurt at the time of birth, the mother or the baby. So bring that awareness and just breathe. Okay, so I'm going to go forward. Okay, 5-year-old. Wanting to express. There's a lot of, it's a fear, but it's heaviness in the throat. Like a lump. So breathe. 10-year-old. wanting to be supported, not receiving support, and could not say or do anything about it. See if that comes up. Oh, there's a lot of that. So between 10 and 11, sometime that age. Even 9. So it's saying it's between 9 and 11. Okay, it's moving forward. So 15-year-old, 16, 15, 16, is back to not feeling supported and cannot say anything about it. Same thing. Could not express. So lump in the throat again is back. So about 10 years ago from now, it's fear, a lot of fear. I'm changing the tuning fork. Breathe. So there's a lot going on there. So now it's saying about 5 years ago. As if life force went away. So now I'm in your mother's zone. So it is what your mother went through that has also affected your life. So see if you can release it for her, for yourself. So it's heavy on your heart. It can be sadness, it can be grief. So just breathe out. Yeah, good. Okay, so everything we've captured and released, we're going to just release it out of the system. So just breathe and let it go. Okay. Whatever has happened, it continues the process for 72 hours. I'm going to wrap you in 528 hertz. Now relax.